Now, Channel 3 early warning weather with meteorologist Mike Cameron.
Well, we had a pretty good day today, especially compared to the day before. We had a little bit colder weather work in, though, as the air has been drying out. You can see how temperatures now are sitting in the 30s to around 40 degrees, but it has dried out, and that's so good. So we do have still the issue with some of the rivers breaching, that is, or approaching, trying to mix two words together into one. Flood stage, and the Connecticut River is one of those. So as we look from Route 9 out over the Connecticut River, you might see the water a little bit higher than usual, and some of those areas that are so close to the river's edge may get a little bit inundated still over the next day or so, like places like Middletown and also Hartford too. We're watching the river's edge. But overall, drier weather shall prevail, not only tonight but into tomorrow. Here's Waterbury. It's looking pretty good. So with dry conditions and actually clearing skies tonight, we should see lows in the 20s. So when you wake up tomorrow, it'll be cold. If there have been some puddles that just wouldn't evaporate, there could be some ice tomorrow morning where they were. But overall, it should not be too bad of a morning tomorrow. And the day tomorrow ends well as well, as we will expect to see temperatures going into the low 40s and upper 30s. And we'll have that with a partly to mostly sunny sky. And you can see with our satellite and radar, there's a lot of good weather all the way until you hit Minnesota and then through Kansas. And it's this Minnesota system that we'll be watching as our next weather maker. We may have a little bit of snow on Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve. As this little clipper dives south, there'll be a little bit of energy scooped up too from the Gulf of Mexico. Those two things come together, and a very quick moving weak system could give us a little tiny bit of snow or snow showers late Sunday night and into Monday morning. So here's our Futurecast tomorrow's weather today. Going through Sunday, it's looking great in the morning. Here's about 7 o'clock in the morning. It is quiet, and you can see from 9 o'clock beyond to noon how it is a partly to mostly sunny start to your Sunday, and it finishes that way as well. Here's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow. Looks great. Temperatures go in the low 40s and upper 30s, and it is partly to mostly sunny. By 9 o'clock, though, it's starting to get cloudy. Then overnight, we do have some scattered snow showers coming in, or periods of snow. Here's about 2 o'clock in the morning. You see at 5 a.m. on Monday, we're seeing some snow across the state, and we see some snow or snow showers at about 8 in the morning. Notice how right along the shoreline, along I-95, there could be a mix of rain and snow right near the water. But most of the state looks like the temperature profile should support over it mostly snow. And it wouldn't be a lot, but it would be in the form of snow. And then you can see during the afternoon, we'll have about a 50-50 on the clouds and sun on Christmas Eve afternoon. Could see a flurry or sprinkle in the air during the afternoon, but nothing that would accumulate. So let's take a look at what some of the models are saying in terms of accumulation. One of the models we look at is the NAM, and this is putting out maybe a coating on the ground in a good portion of interior Connecticut. Here's the European. This is a colder solution. It's saying, yes, there could be some rain mixing in with the snow along the shoreline. That's where we might see a coating. But generally, most of the state in this model run would see 1 to 2 inches of snow. Then as we take a look at the GFS, this is another medium range model that we look at. And you can see this one is a little bit shyer on the snow than the European. It picks up the idea that, too, we would see some mixing, probably more rain along the shoreline, inland a coating to 1 inch or maybe close to 2 in the higher elevations with that model. So this is what we'll say. The models are pretty consistent in this theme, a coating to 2 inches, and we do think along I-95 and south of I-95, probably it'd be harder to see an accumulation there because of the mix with rain. It's just too close to the warmer waters. But most of the state should see a whitening of the ground, and some of those higher totals near the Massachusetts line might be on the order of 1 to 2 inches of snow for Christmas Eve morning. Probably during the afternoon with temperatures going well enough above the freezing mark and a little bit of sun in there too, we do expect to see some melting of the snow. So don't expect to see a totally white ground on Christmas morning, but we should see partly to mostly sunny skies on Christmas Day, and it will be cold with highs in the 30s.